Alright, sir, here's our deliverable. This is Cadet Alex Daly. Matt Bowman is to my right. Um, just to orient you to everything, this is the interface, countries where we reference all the COCOMs and countries and whatnot. Data is the master spreadsheet of all the data that was initially provided. My data is where everything that we filter with COCOM and country filters to. Your data is where lat long distance filter to. Criteria is the criteria we used in order to run a advanced filter macro, and then the citation just explains how Mac Hoffman helped me kind of get this thing going. So yeah, just to show you the functionality of everything. First things first, just to step into the initial great circle distance function. We use the given function right here, and then we used a for loop in order to replicate the values and rerun the equation for each line in the spreadsheet using this. Mac Hoffman literally walked me through this pretty much character by character. From there, once we did that, we were able to start to develop the criteria and everything. Have these user inputs. In the criteria, we developed if statements that are all pretty much the same thing. So for distance, it says equals if the distance on the user interface is equal to blank, returns blank. If not, it'll return less than or equal to concatenated with what is in there. So like you see here, less than or equal to 500, and that's what your criteria is going to be. So on the interface, you see here, we have these lat longs and distance. We step into the macro that it's in, which is location date 2, step into. Initially, this macro runs the great circle distance first. That way it can update all the lat longs and distances. And then it goes through and runs an advanced filter. So first it goes to your data, it selects the sheet itself, highlights a couple of cells within the sheet. Then we went to advanced filter, highlighted, for the range we highlighted the initial master data sheet. Next, the criteria range was the criteria that I just explained with those if statements to include the dates, and it copies to the top row of your data. Just a quick thing also, with these dates we had to convert them into a number using the date function in order for the criteria to work and everything. So yeah, when you run this function, or when you run this macro by pressing the filter button, takes a little while because it has to run the great circle distance function also on top of the advanced filter. Boom, you get all these, it all works, it all checks out, pretty certain it's right. Next you have country, same exact thing, it takes the country into account along with the dates. It's all within the macro using the same exact advanced filter method. So when you filter, boom, Egypt within the dates that we provided. COCOM, literally the exact same thing as the one before. Filter, boom. It was Southcom. If you scroll all the way to the right of the spreadsheet, boom, all the Southcom countries. So yeah, that's pretty much how our thing works. You press clear all if you want to get rid of your data, make it look nice. Had to do a couple cell references and some VLOOKUPs, but ultimately it works out pretty well. It's pretty efficient. Some of these macros aren't actually used, like location date and sheet 1 filter data. I just didn't take them out yet because I wanted to be certain that it worked, because it was working with everything. I guess I'm superstitious, but yeah, that concludes our deliverable, and thanks sir, hope you enjoy it.